I would love for you to prove me wrong. I would love for you to create video art that I find both enjoyable and thought-provoking.
Oh.
That I find accessible. That would make me really happy.
Well, I think that so then it's I think it's the content then. It's not the format that's off-putting then, is it?
I told you what I think of it. I mean, what I think is off-putting about it.
The temporal.
Yeah, the temporal nature of it and the lack of narrative drive.
All right. Let's record you.
No.
Why?
Okay.
You said you'd do it.
Okay.
All right.
Is it on?
Now it is.
Oh, shit.
It's not. It's just audio though.
Well,
the lens cap is on.
You start then.
Okay. Okay, I would argue that video art is more akin to paintings than cinema, and in that right, it can be enjoyed as such, and if you don't look at it as needing to be temporal and needing to have a narrative pull, then it doesn't matter.
I'm not saying...
No, you are.
No, Blake.
Right.
It is temporal.
Well,
You're saying it doesn't need to be temporal, but it is. That's the point.
Okay, you're right. That's what I meant.
If it weren't temporal, it would be painting.
You're right. But that it doesn't have to be temporal in like the way you want it to be. That it's,
No,
like,
it doesn't.
It's enough if
and
it's
often
captured.
not.
If it just captures like an action or a moment that can't be relayed through paint or sculpture or whatever.
That's true, but I'm saying my argument is that it is inherently pretentious. And defining terms here, I would say pretentious art is art that is entirely meant for study, that is entirely meant for people who have learned what they're supposed to be looking for and cannot be enjoyed by anybody in its own right.
So you don't think it's accessible?
I don't think it's accessible. No.
Is that a con?
And I'll tell you why.
Right.
I'll tell you why. Because I feel like, due to its temporal nature, its strength, the strength of video is in narrative.
Okay.
I feel like with oral art, oral, AU, sorry, not gustatory art, but oral art, like the idea of sound painting, right? The idea of sort of soundscape.
Oh yeah.
Music has never taken off because people want music that has structure to it. People want music that has a sort of narrative structure. I define a narrative structure in terms of like rising and falling tension. I think the idea that you have to commit 10 or 40 minutes or whatever to a painting is not enjoyable. People, you brought this point up that in museums they collect together hundreds of paintings because people look at a painting for less than a minute. I mean, if you were going to study a painting, if you weren't just going to enjoy it in its own right, if you were going to study a painting, you would look at it much longer. You can study a piece of video art and not resent being made to sit through 40 minutes of it. But I'm saying I'm not going to enjoy watching a man walk in an exaggerated manner around a square for 40 minutes. I'm not saying they don't have structure. I'm saying they don't have narrative structure. I'm saying the man walking around the square doesn't have a rising or falling tension to it.
Okay.
It's just a man walking around a square.
Alright, how is that different from, say, an abstract painting, or even a painting?
Because you don't have to commit 10 minutes to an abstract painting. You can look at an abstract painting and enjoy, the interplay of shapes and colors on your retina, and then move on to another abstract painting, or an impressionist painting, or a realist painting. It doesn't. I mean,
well, that just seems like that doesn't seem like a pretentious thing. That almost seems like a deficiency in I don't know, worldwide or American art. That they like,
whoa now.
Well, think about it though. Like why can't they? that much time when it's like that just seems
Now, I'm
narrow-minded.
saying because now I think when we're talking about art as a form of enjoyment, we can't talk about what audiences should be doing, right?
Yeah, you're
We
right.
can't say that you know, because this is starting to sound like you have to have a trained eye again, which is not the point. I mean, we can't talk about like, oh, people don't have the
No,
attention
I don't
span.
think it is a trained eye. Well, I think that is it though. But I don't think it's a trained eye thing. I think it's like you walk in and you see a projection or a TV sitting in the corner of a museum or a gallery, and you think, oh, I know what this is. This is a video. This is a movie or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's not like that, when it doesn't meet your like immediate expectations of what it should or should not be, then you don't know what to do with it. And so then that's why people can't commit the time.
I think people can't commit the time because it's boring. Now
Yeah, but
you can't
people
tell
think-
me
people
you
think-
cannot tell me that watching a man stick his tongue out twice in the space of 10 minutes is not boring. I mean,
Pretty though.
but it may be pretty, but I can
It's
sort of
aesthetically
apprehend
pleasing
its
and-
aesthetic quality in the first 30 seconds. I can apprehend its aesthetic quality by skipping through the video and
Yeah,
noticing
yeah.
how things change. I don't have to watch it for 10 minutes. And I'm saying maybe video art would be more accessible if it was each piece was a minute tops,
It's like Andy Warhol's Sleep, which is also video art.
which is also boring as sin.
No, but I mean, that's sort of the idea though, that you're noticing, like you never watch anyone when they're asleep. Like you
And
don't
there's a
do that.
reason you don't
Yeah,
do
but you
it.
notice things, like,
You may notice things, but
and that's enough. You
No,
want a
it's-
highlights reel? Is that what you want?
I-
Like when
I
the
would- I
man
would
lifted his left
prefer
arm?
a
Like that was
highlights
the
reel.
point?
but okay. So you're saying if boredom is part of the
No,
artistic
not
program,
boredom. It's looking past the boredom. It's being presented
but if
with
you're
it.
having
It's
to
being
look past
presented-
boredom, you're not enjoying it
It's
in
being
its own
presented
right.
with something that at the initial first look is like, oh, this is nothing, but then it stays there on the screen, and it's like only subtle changes
But
or
then-
something,
but
and then
then-
you get to see like the beauty in the moment.
I can see that, but I'm not going to see the beauty in 9 hours worth of moments. I'm not going to see the beauty in 40 minutes worth of moments of a man painting himself. It's boring. I mean, I'm not saying it's not art. I'm not saying it's not a valid form of artistic expression. I'm saying there's something inherently unenjoyable about that sort of video art. There's something pretentious in that it's meant to put off people. Just like you said, it's meant to initially put off people because they get bored. And then, you know, if you have a trained eye, if you're studied, then you can
Bullshit.
watch it and enjoy it. But you don't really enjoy it. You just study it. I would love to be proved wrong, Blake.
Well,
I
I'm
would
gonna
love to
prove
be
you
proved
wrong. I'm gonna make something.
Maybe when I can listen to myself
See your voice connected to my
to the video art.
images,
Maybe when I can listen to myself pontificate, then
then
I'll enjoy it. But
Yeah,
I
but
think
then
that's more
then that-
narcissism than anything.
exactly that proves the woman right.
There's
Video art
nothing
is
inherently
narcissistic.
there's nothing inherently narcissistic about video art.
Well,
If you show if you show fruit for 40 minutes, that's not narcissistic.
that's true.
And there's no reason you couldn't show fruit for 40 minutes.
Although, if you enjoy the sound of your own voice, pontificating.
No,
that is
Blake, that
narcissistic.
just means that I'm narcissistic. And
You're right.
you're probably right.